I do, I'll know what it is. And so I'm reading them off of my iPad. And the sad thing is, one of the best ones that I found yesterday is gone today. I was like, where is it? I even did a deep dive looking for it. And the original post is gone, but the comments are still there. So either the poster removed it or Reddit removed it. I don't know, but just to tell you about that one really quick. It was a husband who said that his wife wrote a novel and it took her years to write it. And it was about a 20-year-old girl with mental illness who goes to some kind of treatment center. And he didn't want to read it. It was being published in a month. It was already finished, and he said he doesn't want to read it before it gets published. And he doesn't want to read it after it gets published. He just never wants to read it. He's just not interested in it. He's an avid reader, but he likes science fiction. So what's wrong with that? He said he helped her over the, years with things like grammar, or, he'd read a paragraph if she asked to help her. But he doesn't want to read the book. And then he recently found out that everyone in the family, except for a 6-year-old niece, has read the book except him. But he doesn't get it, and everyone in the comments told him that he was the you-know-what. Alright, so it's sad that we can't read that one in his own words, but yeah, I think we all know that that guy is the you-know-what. So, alright, let's move on to ones that are still here. Okay. Now, here is this one. Am I the you-know-what for canceling dinner when We ended up leaving. He kept on about how I ruined dinner by canceling it and offending him by acting like his behavior is shameful. Okay, blah blah blah. He's been sulking for days now and wanting an apology. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe it's nothing where he lives, but here it's just unacceptable. Alright, so maybe she's from England. I don't know. It's probably either England or Canada, but who knows? I don't know why she couldn't say. But anyway, obviously, I think everyone will agree that he is the you-know-what, and for all of us in America, we know he is wrong. It is not done in America. Nobody does that, okay? It's not acceptable. It's not even just rude, it's just crazy, okay? It's rude to snap, okay? That's rude. Like if you snap for a waiter, it's like, don't treat them like a dog, you know? If you don't like the service, I understand that there are places with horrible service that keep you waiting. Don't go back, you know, or leave, but you can't be, you know, snapping or whistling or anything. What if you pull out a bell that you prepared in advance? Then that's just crazy, you know? It's beyond rude. So, I don't know what's up with that guy. I don't know where he comes from exactly, like what part of America. I'm pretty sure no part of America does that, so yeah. Enough said. Next one. Okay. Alright, so am I the you-know-what for lying to my wife about what time the guests arrive because she takes too long to get the food ready? We all know somebody like that. My wife has a huge struggle with time management. Whenever we have guests over, they always end up waiting for too long for food to be ready. Her argument is that she is struggling because there's just so much to do all at the same time. I'm the complete opposite. I get all chores done on time and never had an issue with having so much to do at the same time. Last week we were having some guests over. She wanted to prepare a few dishes and asked, when exactly will the guests be arriving? I lied to her. Instead of saying 5, I said 4. She got into the kitchen earlier and started preparing to cook. 4 rolled around and she asked why the guests hadn't arrived yet. I kept stalling, saying maybe there was traffic. My wife began questioning the fact that they were even coming. But at 5 they arrived, we welcomed them, food got served on time, had more time to talk and hang out in the living room. My wife then asked one of the guests what made them arrive an hour later. He said that they were meant to arrive at the time they agreed upon, which was 5. And I told her that I knew that. I felt absolutely awful, but I kept my cool and tried to change the subject. Though from the looks my wife gave me, she wasn't going to let it go. After they left, she confronted me and I admitted lying to her about the time of the arrival so she could be ready on time to serve the food, and also since it was not cool to keep them waiting like she did in the past. She said I was unbelievable and that I never should have lied, but I said I felt frustrated with this whole thing that wouldn't get fixed. She said if I don't like it, then I should do it, but I said I already do my part and never complain. She said that I insulted her and lied to and made her feel like she's a terrible host. Then stormed off. I tried talking to her about it again, but she told me off, calling me she said that to him, do it yourself. And he said, I already do my part. I don't know what his part is exactly. Like, does he set the table? Like, what is his part? I mean, if you want to have people over, you know your wife is going to be late with things. Obviously, it doesn't work just to say to her, you know, they're coming at 5, let's get started at 3, you know, instead of 4 this time. Obviously, he probably already tried that, you know. I'm guessing, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So, I guess he would have to accept her limitation, because that's probably not going to change. There just are people who, you know, are always late for everything, you know, which can be very frustrating. But you can't change people. They have to want to change, right? So what he did was sneaky. I don't even need to offer him other ideas of what he could do, because that's not even the point. He just shouldn't have lied. That's all. What do you guys think? Okay. Am I the you-know-what for refusing to buy him basic essentials after he blew his paycheck when he went out with his buddies? My boyfriend of 4 years and I work at the same place and get basically the same paycheck, which is $560 bi-weekly, so that is $560 every other week. They both get that. He has a lot more bills than I do because of fines he has to pay monthly, and his car insurance is extremely high. So usually I have like a $400 left after paying my half of the rent and bills. How? How is that possible? 560, she gets times 2 every month, right? It's like 1,120. And after she pays all the rent bills, you know, her half of everything, she still has $400 left. Okay. Anyway. And he has like maybe 240 left after all of his half and other bills. Just to break it down, we go halves on all household stuff, including groceries. But his car and fines is 100% his responsibility, and my car is 100% mine. Remember, they're just boyfriend and girlfriend. They're not married or engaged. So on Friday, we pay all of our bills per usual, and his buddy asks to go hang out with him. I've seen this before and forewarned him ahead of time that he needs to be cautious on spending because I wasn't covering things when he runs out of money. The last couple of times he went out with buddies, he dropped like $140 for food and drinks, and I ended up having to pay for his gas for the next week, and he does this at least once a month, sometimes twice. He said that his buddy was covering dinner and paying for gas because he was driving a bit over an hour to get him, so it wasn't an issue. Alright, no problem. Well, he gets home on Saturday morning around 4 in the morning in an Uber because he was trashed. And he told me that he spent $80 at the bar and the Uber was $60, and his friend never gave him gas money because he forgot. So $140, not including the gas cost. I drive him to get his car later, wasting $30 in gas. At this point, he only has $40 left, which he used for gas for work. Well, he ended up asking me to get him food for lunch. We have food at the house, but he doesn't like bringing that stuff because it's not an easy meal. another really easy one. Alright. Am I the you-know-what for hiding behind the couch so my sister wouldn't hand her screaming baby to me? So, the writer is a 14-year-old female, and the sister is 19 female. So my sister Della is in college. She took her second semester off because she recently had that's gonna be up making noise, it's gonna disturb the poster as well, not just the guest. So why does the poster have to wreck his sleep for the guest? You know, if you want to do it, it's very nice. You know, absolutely, it's a great host who does that. But nobody should force a person who doesn't want to. Like, I'm sure people will dispute this point, but I just feel if you do not want to do it, you shouldn't be forced to do. And that is why I like guests to stay at a hotel. Okay? And I have extra rooms anyway, so it's not even like giving up my bed would be a thing in my house, but guests do a lot better in a hotel. So if they can afford that, that's the way to go. But I know that's expensive, especially in New York City, so I see that, you know, it makes sense for these guests to sleep at their apartment. But that's my opinion. He shouldn't be forced to do it.